Would you rather give me up for 1 year or give up golf for 2 years?
I'm giving you up for a year. I'm good to go.
Tell me you hate your wife without telling me you hate your wife. Tell me you hate women without saying.
Are you kidding? So him answering a hypothetical means he hates women. Oh, what? That is a stretch.
Never been the type of person that would talk to anyone like this in a relationship and think.
If she didn't want to hear the answer, she could have not asked that type of hypothetical. Men hate those questions. They're so annoying. And then he has to sit there and be like, how should I answer this? Instead of being himself. In this case, the man was being himself. He thought it was hilarious. He was laughing. Maybe she should think twice before asking a question like that, or ask why he would answer it like that and consider if her behavior impacted his answer.
That it was healthy or funny.
It is.
I would not find this funny if my spouse said
it's hilarious.
He thinks that the trade-off is worth it, and he finds being able to tell her to her face that he would do that.
She asked him a stupid hypothetical. It's a joke. Women need to stop asking these questions if they don't want the answer. And for a lot of men, unfortunately, they don't feel like they have the freedom to do their hobbies. They don't feel like they can do the things that they want in the relationship. So yeah, if your man feels like this, why not ask why he feels like this and consider changing? For a lot of men, their relationship is the source of stress. He uses golf to relieve that stress. So without golf, he's in trouble.
I see a lot of women saying that men aren't pursuing them. They're not pursuing them anymore. They don't know what they have to do to get a man to pursue them. But listen, let me tell you something. Dating has changed so much post Me Too era. Men, especially younger generations of men, Gen Z, millennial generations, they are not going to pursue women the same way that they pursued women in the past because they don't want to come off as creepy, weird, whatever. Dating has changed. If you are a woman and you want a man, you are going to have to put some effort in. They're not going to chase you like they used to. Or not. Especially if you're dating in the Gen Z millennial range. Like, you're going to have to put some work in if you want a man. They're not going to be calling you, showing up to your house with flowers. That's just creepy now.
Men just simply do not listen to women. Romance novels, the smut industry, it is a multi-million-dollar industry. It's detailing exactly how women want to be yearned for and loved, the kind of affection that they crave. It is an open book test, and yet men are still failing.
No, it's not that simple. There's plenty of men out there who've treated women just like that. They end up in the friend zone very promptly. Because women don't always go after the men that actually are reciprocating, that actually like them. They go after the men that genuinely don't like them, or show signs of not being that interested, and she pursues him anyways. And then when she gets hurt, she frames it as all men did this. When she has all these good men literally in her friend zone right now. Also, a lot of those romance novels and such are not realistic. The man barely knows her and is already buying her a car or doing crazy gestures that in real life would seem off and inappropriate in some ways. So it's not that easy where it's like, okay, I just buy her flowers and be obsessed with her from the start. No. What women say they want versus what they reward and encourage in relationships are totally different things.
One thing I always tell women is if you have to be single for longer than you would like or longer than you expected, just because you have high standards, that's okay.
Sometimes their standards be too high though.
Do you think women's standards are too high?
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't think their standards be too high. You're looking for the one person that everybody is ideally wanting and not who you're supposed to be with. You're looking for a fantasy. But you ain't a fantasy. You have to be your standards.
100%.
But a lot of people aren't their standards. They just want the easy way out.
Yeah.
It's not that there's no good men around or there's no good women around. You're just not the type of person that you're looking for. You have to change your type and your appetite. So
Definitely.
you have to switch it all the way up and be real with yourself. You got to pretty much lower your standards because there's somebody out there lowering their standards to be with your
It's not about lowering standards. It's about being realistic. Having your realm of expectations that you know are realistic for you.
Sadly, these types of takes often come from those women who actually falsely claim to be feminists. And unfortunately, there are a lot of women out there that actually believe that men don't suffer enough. It's really unfortunate that a group of people, such as a lot of women out there, who claim to have the most empathy and feelings for other people, would actually say that another group of people doesn't suffer enough. And this is all because some members of that group have done terrible things to them. Just imagine if we use that type of logic against any other group of people based on skin color or religion. That group of people that advocated for the suffering of others would be canceled in a minute. But as long as it's women advocating that men suffer, it's perfectly acceptable and even popularized.
So I recently asked men, actually quite a few posts back, why they do not approach women anymore. And sisters, they got in them comments, about 400 comments. And we getting ready to start. Number one, I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. I might have to do a part 2. Y'all are looking for studs? Y'all are not polite. Sisters, y'all not polite. Me Too and feminism. Apparently, they are afraid of being accused of SA. Everyone looks the same. No one stands out or is original. The system, social media, has destroyed y'all. Y'all are not safe. Okay. Y'all said y'all prefer a bear. Now, we're gonna have to expound on that, because apparently there was a poll that says where women asked who they feel safer around, they said men or a bear. Y'all chose a bear. The men are salty about that.
A woman should not be rejected because of her weight. Why is that?
Because, like, what does weight have to do with
Into
it?
the mic, into the mic.
What does weight have to do with it? Like, you're telling me that if I was bigger, you wouldn't want me, but because I'm skinny, you want me.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Would you hold on. Okay, so Taryn, in your questionnaire, how tall are you and what's the minimum height of a man you would date? You said you're 5'4". The minimum height you would date for a man is 5'9". How is this any different than the weight thing? You're telling me because a guy is 5'7", you wouldn't date him? Or 5'5", or 5'3"? Well, you can't change your height, but you can definitely change your weight.
But what is it with the fat girls? And, like, there's always that suppression of it, and it's always, like...
What's wrong with women cannot want to date a fat guy.
Women need someone better than them. Smarter than them, fitter than them, bigger than them, more inspiring than them, more successful than them. Otherwise, where's the attraction?
It's true.
I'm asking. Maybe some women don't mind, but I mind. I need to be inspired by the guy. Otherwise, I'll eat them for breakfast. I mean, I'll finish them off in 24 hours. I also need someone to handle me. And only an alpha or a double alpha can do that.
Okay. I'm at that age where I can admit I do want to listen to somebody. I don't want to do everything on my own. I don't want to be too independent. I don't want to be hyper independent, y'all. I'm tired of telling people, stop telling me what to do. I'm tired of telling people I can do it on my own. No. Help me. I'm the baby. I want to be the baby. I'm done. I did the independent. INDEPENDENT. Do you not? I don't know what that means. Help me. Hold my hand, actually. Literally hold my hand. I'm gonna follow your lead. You know what you're doing, right? Please tell me you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, I'm following your lead. If you don't, then that just means I gotta be INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? And I'm tired of knowing what that means. I've been spelling that since I was 10 years old. I'm tired of spelling that. I don't want to be that no more. I already did that. I am that. Next. Where's the next part? Where I could be the baby again. Ain't this supposed to be the circle of life? Ain't this supposed to be the circle of life? Ain't I supposed to be circling around? Okay, INDEPENDENTBABY. Like, ain't I supposed to be going back to being a baby again? You feel me? Ain't somebody supposed to baby be?
There is only one thing and one thing only that all women want. What that is whether or not she feels that you are somebody she can manipulate and lead. And what I mean by this is majority of women don't want to manipulate a man. They don't want that. They want a man that is intelligent, he can lead, and he can make the decisions. But if she meets a man that she can manipulate, who is naive, who believes everything, who will give her everything she wants without her having to earn it or respect him or be loyal to him, and he still just keeps giving to her, she will automatically lose all respect for you.
Women monkey branch. Monkey swinging from one branch to another. If a monkey's holding on to this wood, before the monkey lets go of this wood, it's going to grab onto this wood. The fact that she's left you, there's a good chance that she's had her hand on another dude's wood a little bit of time now. Very rarely will a woman leave a man without having her backup plan. Makes sense based on the concept of hypergamy. It means that a woman is always going to trade up. You are just not holding up your end of the deal in her mind. She's going to have your branch as long as she can until she gets her hand on another.
You know, Lynn was pretty fired up. She was pretty fired up, but she was right. I think there was a woman she was reacting to. She responded to a woman saying, would you rather for like a year or something, like basically, would you choose golf over me? Like me for a year, or like you go play golf or something like that. He's like, I'm gonna go play golf. He was joking around. Oh, tell me you hate women without telling me you hate women. You don't love your wife. It's stupid stuff. They need therapy. This is what I'm saying. Modern women be getting on here talking about, oh man, I don't have any issues. I've done the inner work. Men need to do the same thing, and then they have a response like that. You need help, man.
I was supposed to go on a date tonight, but then it got canceled, and here's why. So I had already met this guy we met last weekend. Had drinks, danced, had a very fun evening once we met that night, right? He was like, I want to take you out. So I said, okay, sounds great. He said Saturday. I said, awesome. He said 7:30 this place. I said, great. It's pouring outside, okay? And listen, one of my rules, if a man doesn't at least offer to send you a car for the date, whether you take it or not, no date, okay? And he had not mentioned anything about a car. And to be honest, if the weather was beautiful, sometimes I would rather take the subway to do a little walk to the station, all that. So he said, see you in a few hours. I said, sounds good. Are you going to send me a car or make me take the train in the rain? And he goes, ha, see you at 7:30. I said, no, thank you. And he said, okay, I'll cancel the res. And I liked it. No, absolutely not. So I ordered myself some Indian food.
So what you're trying to say is that the weather saved this guy a lot of hassle, because without that rainy weather, he wouldn't have known these dating rules that you have, because I bet you this isn't the only one. And this way, instead of running into that entitlement at date 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, he ran into it before date 1, which means that he got to save his time, his effort, his money, and his downright mental health on a woman's expectations that he doesn't even know. And let me be clear, ladies, because this argument always comes up. This is not about me telling you to lower your standards. This is me telling you that your standards are misplaced. You're focused on the wrong thing. And if you really think that you can have all of the right standards plus all of these types of standards where you're basically just trying to use a man until he proves himself, you are very, very unlikely to be successful in finding the man that you desire, because that man is filtering himself out when you do things like this. Trust me.
You have a choice, okay?
Okay.
You meet one man, he's hella corny. But he's ultra successful and he's decent looking. And then you meet a super tall, super fine, thug energied man who doesn't love you the same, kind of treats you bad. The first one is security. This one is excitement. It's giving, I love my little corn on the cob, baby, let's eat. Or it's giving, I need a little spice in my life.
I definitely need a little spice in my life, but if I was to pick for real, I would really go with the cornball.
Really?
Yeah, if I really had to sit there and think for real, like think on it, not, you were saying that earlier, like not my alter ego for real.
Yeah.
I'm really gonna go with the cornball.
Really?
I'm gonna get the cornball, Sarah. I'm gonna get give me the cornball.
Okay. You can have them.
I just seen a video by the creator of Orchid Mommy, and she was talking about how a lot of women are losers. Like, we don't usually call women losers, but a lot of women are losers for the simple fact that they don't want to be anything. They don't want to do anything with their lives, yet they hate on and try to tear down women who do. And she used the word destabilize, which describes perfectly how loser women will literally try to trick you out of your spot, make you feel like you're doing something wrong or you are wrong because you're confident or because you don't need the group's validation. These are the type of women who will never check each other, like in a genuine way. Maybe passively, they be doing little weird stuff to each other, but they will never hold each other accountable for real. They never check each other. They never give each other criticism, constructive criticism to be a better woman, but instead they commune and they build bonds by hating on the next person that doesn't need their validation, that doesn't want to be a part of their group. Even today, I walked into a restaurant, forgot something in my car, so I had to go back out to my car and come back in. And these two girls were literally staring at me walking in. They seen me come in the first time, and I guess they decided the second time they were going to like simultaneously stare at me as I walked by. And it's just like, if you're gossiping, if you're talking about me, that's one thing. But loser women will try to make sure you know that they're talking about you, and make sure that you know that they don't mess with you for whatever reason, or they don't like you even. And sometimes they do it in a joking way, but you still feel that bit of like truth behind the joke. You know what I mean? Women are really losers. Like, believe it or not, women are losers.
Here is a clear warning sign that you need to stop chasing her. Let's get into it. I know that we can do it. If you needed a sign, here it is. Don't chase her. Do not chase her. Chase your purpose, chase your goals, chase your dream, chase your God. When you chase someone, try to force something with someone, turn off. Guys, read the room. Use your discernment. She is not reciprocating interest. Move on. Take this as your sign. Do not be afraid to walk away. You deserve someone's time. You are worthy. You deserve to be respected. Your time is valuable. You've got your act together. You are someone's blessing. And her not reciprocating interest is your sign that you aren't hers. I don't know who I'm talking to in this video. You deserve for someone to choose you, value you, add to your life. Remember, you'll never be good enough for the wrong person.
Until you understand that women are literally children, you're not going to do very well with women. If you are taking women seriously and you are engaging with her as if she is your equal, she's going to kill you. You're going to get cooked. This starts from a very young age. They learn that they can do anything and get away with anything because their father is likely castrated and not allowed to discipline her. They don't even learn right from wrong. For example, instead of taking accountability, a woman will cry, argue, turn red, faint, lose her keys, lose her purse, call her ex, call her mother, kick the dog, run away, get a flat tire, go to jail. She will do all of this before she says, you know what, I was wrong, I'm sorry. Because that would be maturity. And women, like I said, are literally children.
But it's a lot of women that are like that. A lot of women are independent. They're strong.
Which I agree.
They're making their own money. I'm not sitting here making myself
Shay,
a
no man
standard,
wants
but
a
I'm
broke
also
woman,
not
Shay.
going to allow you
No
to
woman
just
wants a
sit
broke
and
man, Shay.
talk about women
Shay,
and generalize this as if everyone is
if
the
it's 10
same.
women
It's
in
the
the room,
truth. It's a lot
how
of
many
women out
women
here
will date
doing
a
their
broke man,
thing.
Shay? I'm talking about men ain't got nothing. How many would do that? But if it's 10 men in the room, 5 or 6 of them would date broke women who have nothing. And it ain't nowhere near close as many women would do that to men. And if she do, she gonna emasculate them every time she get the chance. Every time she get the chance, she gonna every time. She gonna remind them who we ain't. I'm just being fair. But again, people that get mad at it is because they living in delusion. They're not in reality. Women do not value men that don't earn. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. I didn't create the rule. I just understand it.
Do women create life or do women carry life?
We do both.
I mean, doesn't it take two people?
It does. However, if you have an island with 12 men and 1 woman, you would have a thriving society. However, if you have, 12 women and 1 man, you would only have a limited society, and it would not grow on from here on out. For 100 years, you would not have anything.
But don't men create more life since they can get more women pregnant?
No, because if you have 1 man and 12 women, you have a thriving society because women create the life.
So let's nip this man versus bear conversation in the bud right the now. The question is, would you rather be in the forest alone with a man or a bear? Not a or a bear. What percentage of men do y'all think are? That's what's really getting to me, because y'all make it seem like it's a 50-50% chance. Like, oh, he might me, he might not. Have you lost your mind? And before y'all answer that in the comments, because it is a question and I do want an answer, what percentage of men do y'all think are? And when you answer, I want you to put it in the form of a sentence of the men that are in your life. So that way we can bring this back to reality. So I want you to say, of my 3 brothers, 2 of them are. Of my 6 male cousins, 3 of them are. Of my 5 male friends, 2 of them are. I want you to give me those numbers.
It's ridiculous. I can proudly say out of all my 5 brothers, none of them are rapists. That's why I would never choose the bear. I'm not stupid. The bear will not ever protect me in any form of way. All I am to the bear is food. So why would I choose to be in a forest or be alone with a bear? I'm not stupid.
Men particularly saying that women only like bad boys.
Yes, women do want to like a bad boy.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, it's hot and you kind of want to be like tossed around. Not every woman wants this, but like there are women who, you know, it's a nice hot fantasy. But what we really do want in a relationship, what women want in a relationship is a man who is so kind to us and loves us and cherishes us. It's so important to us that we feel like we are loved and that we are your priority.
There's a quiet happening to good men right now, and nobody's talking about it. So guess what? I am. The good man tried, got burned, tried again, got burned worse. Decided love wasn't worth it and closed the door on softness. He threw himself into work, built money, built muscles, built walls. Now he's 38, materially successful and emotionally embalmed. Nobody calls this a crisis, but it is one. The world doesn't need fewer good men. It needs the ones still here to come back.
And modern women really don't get it. A woman was saying, you know, women need somebody that's better than them, smarter, bigger, and she listed a couple of other things. No, you don't. You need somebody to cover your weaknesses. That's what you need. You're going to be inherently good at some things as a woman. And I'm not just talking about cooking and cleaning. That's a skill that you learn. Anybody can learn that skill, right? You as a person have inherent talents. You have things that you're naturally good at, you're naturally gifted, and you naturally gravitate towards. It is your job as a person to understand what that is and hone that skill. And when you come to a man, he says, what do you bring to the table? I have this skill, this, and this. Do you cook? I mean, yeah, I can. Do you clean? I can. But I would ask you, do you do these, that? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, I'm cool with that. You want to go out again? Yeah. So now we have an understanding of what each person has. We haven't even established what's going to be done. We're just establishing what you can do so we can move on to date number 2. Bars.
Somebody asked, what should a good man do when the wife withholds intimacy?
Ooh, somebody needs to get a hold of your wife and they need to have a real conversation with her. Because if you're a good man, you can find another good woman. This is what I would say to that man if she's withholding intimacy. Do you have children? Does she do all the house chores? Do you guys split the rent? Most times women are reflecting the energy that they feel inside of the house. And then they amplify what they're feeling inside of the house. And so I say that to say, if this woman feels run down, raggedy, tired, and she's withholding intimacy, my question is why? Is it because of like questionable cheating stuff? Or is it because she's tired and she's exhausted and she needs help? Now, if it is the latter, she's tired, she's exhausted, and she needs help, and that's why she's withholding intimacy, I would say, men, you want to know how to change the entire energy of your household in as little as 30 seconds? I'm about to give you the best play that I could even think to give anyone. If your girl is withholding intimacy, but let's say that it's because she's exhausted, she's tired, and she's overwhelmed, I want you to go to your girl and say, baby, I'm sorry for XYZ. I know you're tired. You've been doing your best. That's not what I want. And then whatever it is, after you tell her that you're sorry, I'm here. What can I do to help? Solution finder. We're going to find the solution. And then after she tells you, and she's probably going to go off if she's been withholding, she probably has some resentment, some non-expressed expectations, some lack of communication. She's probably going to go off, which is going to make you want to be triggered. Do not get defensive. Do not get triggered. Just hear what she says and say, okay, I'm sorry. After which point, grab her and hold her against your chest. Kiss her on her forehead and then do the solution. I can guarantee you, I'm going to 80% guarantee, if you acknowledge how she feels, if you provide her with a solution and you give her connection, she is firing on all cylinders to be happier. You might get some that night, maybe not. You might get some after you provided the solution. If she's tired, maybe you can find a cleaner that can come to your house and it'll cost you $50. Get somebody in there for 2 hours. I don't even need you to clean the whole house. $50. Come in here, do this. She doesn't have to clean the kitchen. She doesn't have to clean the bathroom. You could do that once a week. It's $200 a month. And it is vastly going to change the way that your wife looks at you if she is tired, overwhelmed, and exhausted.
Do entrepreneur stuff and yeah.
Okay.
Do a lot. I do anything. I put my mind to it, so.
Okay, so
I got something for that.
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
Yeah, that's what you do, man.
What are some things I can do for fun?
I am very competitive, so I love sports. I love football. That's my favorite. Like football season. Yeah. Golf. I love a lot of things. I like trying new things. Yeah.
Alrighty. Now, what are some things you look for in a man?
I feel like a lot of qualities men should already have. Like, loyalty, honesty, respect, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I'm really in a new season right now. And so, yeah, I want a rich nigga. Yeah. Yep.
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
I want a rich nigga.
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
The world would be a much better place if women shot their shot more. Now, granted, women do approach men. They do text first, right? But if they did it to the degree where they did that for every man that they've ever wanted, they would probably be in way more satisfactory relationships. Because a lot of what we see are relationships where somebody feels like they're settling. And when somebody feels like they're settling, they'll just start doing more. That just kills the relationship either way. Now, technically, women do shoot their shot, but they do it in their own weird little way. Aside from the direct, like texting somebody first or actually contacting one person first, they do it in those subtle ways where you would never guess. Like, they look at you more than twice. They give you immense eye contact when you guys don't know each other. She puts herself in your vicinity, in your area, so she is available to talk to. She puts down her phone. She takes off her earbuds. It'd be indirect like that, right? We've all experienced the text first. We've all experienced the just hitting up first and those indirect signs. But if more women walked up to the men that they find attractive and they shot their shot, they would probably have a much happier dating life because they would be 100% they would be 90% from the field. I understand women do go up and approach men that they really want or that they find attractive, but they don't do it to the degree of men. If they did it more, I promise you, they would have satisfactory results. The crazy thing is, women are so used to it, they see that as a normal interaction. If they were to do that to a man, that would make a man's year, that would make a man's life. He would remember that for the rest of their life. That's not something you just forget, because that is rare for a man to experience. Men will remember that regardless of what the woman looks like. There have been some women that have approached me that I did not find attractive, that were not my type, and there were some that I actually did like, that I did find attractive. But no matter what, I never forgot any of those experiences. Why? Because it is more rare for that to happen to a man in real life than anywhere else. You remember that for the rest of your life. Join the Discord. You guys have a great day, night, whenever you see this.
Women are purposely staying single because men aren't men anymore. So let's take some time to unpack this. Because the men that we were too insensitive, we were too sexist, we were too emotionally unavailable, we were too dangerous. But now that we're trying to grow and see ourselves beyond the identities of provider and protector, somehow we're not real men anymore. What is it that those same men that we've been trying to get away from, that you've been asking us to stop being, what is the difference between them and who we are today? Because we're starting to communicate a whole lot more. We're starting to practice emotional intelligence. And you know what's funny? As soon as we started talking and speaking far more honestly about how we feel, specifically about women, that's when the problem started. What men are expressing today is no different than what the men before us were feeling but never said. From what I'm gathering, as long as we kept it to ourselves, as long as we stayed quiet everything was fine. I mean, it almost feels like another version of shut up and dribble. If my emotions don't matter unless you agree with them, you really don't value my emotions. There's no benefit to me being open and honest with you if every time that I open up, I'm gonna get punished for it. But let's keep the ball rolling. What if it's about money? Men are more comfortable having the 50-50 conversation than they used to be when it came to traditional roles. But I feel like we should understand by now that this economy demands a dual income household. So are we not real men because we don't want to shoulder the weight of all the finances in the relationship? Because if that's the case, what was the fight for when it came to equality and breaking the glass ceiling? I'll wrap it up like this. Don't try to say we're not real men because you don't benefit from us like you used to. If you don't want the men that we were, you also reject what men like that provided. Men aren't customizable. You don't get to pick and choose what we are and what you get. Women have to give men the opportunity to, one, be themselves, but two, they have to give themselves the opportunity to get to know the men that they ask for.
How many men have stayed in relationships where they're constantly being rejected by their partner? How many men have stayed in sexless relationships? How many men have tried to fix relationships and initiate intimacy and still get rejected? The amount of women on this app that openly acknowledge that they intentionally didn't give sex or intimacy to their husbands, but they can't understand why they're divorced is crazy to me. But these same women, now that they're single, are on the internet talking about, oh my God, I hope he doesn't introduce me to a vibe he can't maintain. Meanwhile, the vibe that they can't maintain is the fact that when they get in relationships with men, they want to start out having sex 6 times a day, but then as time goes on, it's 3 times a day, or it's way less than that, maybe once a month.
I have absolutely no interest in having with my husband at all. And I'm kind of at a point where I don't really know what to do about it because I know, while I may not need it, I know he needs it. And it's getting very challenging for me because I'm just kind of in this, please don't touch me. I don't want to be touched. And I want to have,
of course,
but I don't.
Excellent. I imagine you're not telling a whole bunch of people that. Is that fair?
No, I think I've mentioned it to 2 girlfriends.
Okay.
One agreed with me and one was like, what are you talking about?
So I had an epiphany when my husband told me that he can't turn off his drive no matter what. It doesn't matter if he is, having a hard day, if he's tired, if the kids are going crazy, no matter what is going on, like he can't just turn it off, right? And that's the way he emotionally connects with me. And so for me to turn it off, because my day hasn't gone perfect, because I'm tired and I'm overwhelmed. Now, hear me out. It doesn't mean that it makes things easier, but it's not fair for me to say, well, my mood isn't perfect. My outfit isn't perfect. Everything didn't go as planned. I had a hard day. I'm a little tired. So you know what? I'm just going to take the one thing that's the most important thing to you, and I'm just not even going to bother with it. It's kind of being like conditional, right? And it's like, sometimes I think we're so hard on our spouses because we want them to perform and act and be perfect. And then we'll, show them our best. We want to be treated with love on those hard days. We need extra comfort. We need extra comfort in things. I think they need the same thing.
And you look back at, and shout out to Black Reacts, but you look back at the woman on Pop the Balloon and you already know what she's going to say. She says all of this stuff and it sounds virtuous. And this what men be tuning their ear to. I want to see what you're about to say. I already know. I hope you don't say it. And they do. They do say it. Well, I want somebody that's rich. Bingo. Get the heck out of my face. You don't got nothing going on. You don't want nothing. You came on the show to look for somebody that was rich.
Jacob Elordi, you have 10 minutes before I walk down the aisle.
There is such a double standard here. This has literally become a trend for women in their wedding gowns about to walk down the aisle to call out some man that they have been interested in or have crushed on. They give them like 10 minutes, to call them before they walk down the aisle. I understand that it's a joke, but not everyone understands it as a joke. And that is why it is actually disrespectful to your about to be husband, because he can even understand it as a joke. But if Aunt Susanna doesn't see it as a joke, all of a sudden he's seen a different way, which is not good for that man, and it's not a great way to start off your marriage.
Saying I don't date single moms, the way that women say I don't date broke men, would that be seen as preference or prejudice?
It will be seen as prejudice by women, by some women I imagine, but preference by men. But the answer is it's preference.
Yeah.
I feel like just because a woman has a baby, that doesn't mean it's the end for them. Like, they still have if it didn't work out with their baby daddy, they still have a chance to find their person. I love when men take on women with babies. I'm like, that's amazing.
I think it would be seen as prejudice, although I think it's fair. I think if you don't want to date someone who has a baby, whether you're a woman or a man, I think that should be your choice, and I think it's completely fair.
Why is it not seen as prejudice when women don't want to date broke men?
Brain break.
Because you don't want anyone to be leeching off of you. I think men and women should be completely equal as far as how much they work and bring to the table. But the truth is women do carry children, and if they have to be out of work for a while, then the men should be able to make up for that. So I would not date someone who's broke.
Oh, it's actually wild to watch the cognitive dissonance within real time. You cannot, within the same sentence, say that you believe in equality and also give an example of inequality within your thinking. To have a man say, I don't want to be with a single mom, and it could be for financial reasons, you gonna call him prejudice. Meanwhile, it's okay for a woman not to date a broke guy, not because of financial reasons, but because, as a woman, I have to be in a situation and I'm going to have kids. I'm going to have to, and it's a very struggle filled time. It's absolutely insane to listen to them cope of why the logic doesn't apply to them.
If women had to self-improve to attract hypergamous men, would they call that oppression or accountability?
Men would call it accountability, I suppose.
Probably oppression. I would feel like I'm pressured if I had to, make sure I look this good every day just to be with someone. I would definitely feel pressured.
It's actually insane. With that logic, you flip genders, men are currently oppressed. Interesting.
To the women who liked to date men.
Looks can be deceiving. Viewer discretion is advised.
And only women who like to date men only. This message is for you. My rent is $6,000. My nails, $150. My hair, $300 minimum. So I pay for all of this myself. I do not expect a man to take care of this for me because he is my partner, not my father.
Now, if you were to ask me, I don't see anything wrong with the stance that this woman took in her video. She is 100% right. He's your partner, not your father. So expecting him to do the things that your father did for you as a young girl wouldn't make any sense, because that would in turn prompt him to expect the things that his mom did for him as a young boy. And I'm sure a lot of y'all don't want to go down that road.
All right? I think the men have left now. Ladies, when a man invites you over to his apartment or his house for the first time, please rob him.
Remember earlier in the video when I told y'all looks could be deceiving? I gotta be careful out here in these streets. I told y'all, this kind of stuff to the untrained eye looks so relatable. It looks so innocent. It's like, oh man, she's pushing out a good message, until she's not. Her message is, if a man invites you to his house on a first link up, rob him. Not decline his offer, not refuse his polite gesture, just rob him. That's her advice. And the immediate downside to all of this is, all those women that take this advice are not going to make it out alive. And before you know it, Channel 7 News today, young woman meets a man on Hinge or something like that, and he blows her head off. Now, a lot of y'all are going to be up in arms about how men hate women, but none of y'all are going to address the fact that she was trying to rob that man, or she did rob that man. There is no way you want me to believe that women that give out advice like this actually care about women. This is some of the most dangerous you can ever do, especially on a first interaction. You don't know who you're dealing with.
Please understand that this man wants you to rob him, all right? Go and take whatever is the most valuable thing that you can see in his place while he's going to the bathroom. If you don't think you can gather cash, jewelry, or any other valuables in 5 minutes or less, then go ahead and go into his wallet, take a cute little picture of the front and back of his credit card, and then leave before he comes out of the bathroom. And then make sure you block him. Because listen, if that man really was smart, he would have never invited a complete stranger into his house the first time he's meeting her.
Now, there is a part of this video that I actually do agree with. It is not very smart to invite a complete stranger to your spot, especially on the first link up. It's not. However, that does not trump the advice that this woman is giving. She's giving this advice like there's no consequences to it. Like, it can't happen. Like, he can't contact the authorities and they follow up and find you. Or if he takes matters into his own hands and finds you himself, then what? Men can't be as dangerous as y'all say they are. Because there's no way you think men are dangerous and you're willing to play with them in this manner. Ladies, despite your fellow woman giving you such horrible advice, here I am to provide some light in your darkness. If you meet a man and he's willing and ready to invite you over to his spot on the first link up and you're not comfortable, just don't go. If you are not in fact willing and ready to connect with this man on an intimate level, do not go to his spot. And even with all that I just said, I know y'all ain't gonna listen to shit. I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
Seeing all of this straight dating discourse, and I say straight dating because I'm bisexual, I've been with all genders in terms of like the dating sphere, and I notice it's a problem with straight people, specifically straight women. I understand why you guys are having trouble dating. I honestly do. And it's because a lot of you guys are the problem. A lot of you guys write made up fan fiction in your head about what somebody's going to be like because you hear, oh, they're XYZ, so they must also be ABC. Sure, right? And then when they are not also ABC, you accuse them of manipulating you, of coercing you into believing something else about them when you made that assumption already. You decided that in your head, and you are unable to take accountability. And I can't even believe I'm saying this because a lot of asshole men use that defense, being like, women can't take accountability, blah, blah, blah. But you can't. A lot of you honestly can't. A lot of you don't want to think about the fact that you could have made a mistake. You could have made a teeny tiny little mistake, and ultimately that's all it had to be, teeny tiny. It's not that big of a deal. And you guys are defending yourself with such ridiculous defenses, saying that somebody not telling you their true motives because you decided what their true motives are going to be, of course. So when they tell you something different, they're coercing you into believing that or trying to agree with them. They lied to you at some point, you know, by being honest and upfront. I really can't deal with you guys anymore. I get why you guys are having so much trouble dating. A lot of you are the problem.
Why aren't men approaching women like they used to? I've been getting this question a lot lately. But maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the wrong question. Men, I need you to weigh in. Is it that you don't want to be in relationships? Or is that you just stop believing that you should be the one to pursue them? And so for years, men were taught to initiate, to pursue, to lead. And today it's a different world. They're navigating differently. So is it that you fear rejection more than ever? And sometimes you might feel misunderstood. And some people are saying, I've just been hurt. So is it that you've grown tired? Are you expecting other people, other women to make the move? Or do you want clearer signals to show that maybe the woman is interested? So I'm not saying that men shouldn't chase. I'm not saying that men should stop pursuing. It's about recognizing what's really going to be healthy in a relationship. And I know I did a post a while ago about the man that can pursue probably will be a man that can also lead. But men, I need to hear from you. Has something changed about the way you approach the ladies? And ladies, what changes have you noticed? Let's have a conversation.
Women get to evade consequence. Women get to throw stones and hide their hand and then point the finger at men for everything. Women do not want to be held accountable. See, now this ain't never been me. Cause see, I'm ex-military. So this accountability thing, this ain't never been no issue for me. I didn't realize it was really this big of an issue for women. But women do. Throw stones and hide their hand. And they get to evade consequence by blaming it on men.
Stop thinking that man got 3 or 4s lined up somewhere. And you think he just pursuing you to be another 3 or 4. He might not. He might not. Just keep that thought. He might not. He might actually like you. He might actually want to be with you. Not every man got a list of 3 or 4s just because they look and smell good. Some of them are very reserved. Some of them, let's think about it. I know I'm gonna get a lot of messages. No, save it. Save it. Yes, we know the possibilities. But in some of these cases, these men be smelling and looking good for the right one. Not everyone. But I'm just saying, if he pursuing you and he look good, he might not. Just think of the fact, he might not have a line of 3 or 4s. You might be the only 3 or 4 he looking for. I'm just playing. But you might be the only one that he actually wants. So don't pass him up. That's it.
You know, these modern women, they really do have plan on their mind. Even on their wedding day. They got nothing but plan on their mind. I mean, it'd be one thing if... I just don't understand why. Because if a man were to demand, you know, let's say Halle Berry, this your last chance to get with me. If this what you want, you know what I mean? And if you pick like an ugly woman or something like that, they might laugh about it. Oh girl, she could never get hold of me. She's not even in the same space that I am. But if it was a woman that was that was opposite, and it was her insecurity, oh, I gotta call the wedding off because I really have to see where you are. We need to go to therapy again. We need counseling. Y'all make these stupid jokes, but then when a man comes back and makes the same joke, then all of a sudden he's got a problem.